Well, I want to thank everyone for attending today's training, first of all, taking some time out of your day. We have these trainings every week to, empower our partnered agents out in the field. Again, my name is Jason Martinez with Summit Alliance Advantage, and thank you so much for that introduction, Ray. I'm going to do my best to live up to that. But we're going to talk about, just getting started and, identifying your market and, just the steps. So many agents seem to be a little bit scattered when they come into the industry because, we all understand that there's so many different products, there's so many different carriers. You hear the word insurance and so much comes to mind. And, what we've done is really, we've identified some of the most profitable markets within the insurance industry, and we've really found a focus. And it's always best as an agent to find a focus as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And so once I get my slides going here we go. One of the things that I always like to kind of talk about with agents and agents that I'm working with is, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You've heard that before. It sounds funny, but when you come into the insurance industry and you look at the markets that we've identified, we all know that we primarily focus on final expense, mortgage protection, and indexed universal life, the IUL market. You have to find one that you kind of relate to more, gravitate towards more, or have a stronger passion about. If you find a market that suits you better, that's the one that you really need to run with. Now, ultimately, you're going to become a well-rounded agent as you're in the field, as you're working your market of focus, if you will. You're going to run into the clients. Say you've decided that you like final expense. Well, you're going to run into the clients that need other products. They're going to ask you for more. They're going to ask you for products where the universal life may be a better fit, the index IUL may be a better fit, or they need mortgage protection for their kids, or because their kids just bought a home. They may mention that to you. Oh, well, my kids just bought a home. So you're going to run into the other business anyway, but by finding a market that you're passionate about, you're going to become that go-to person. You're going to become the confident in the carriers. You're not going to be scattered. You're going to have a focus. You're going to know what you're focused on. You're going to know your schedule. You're going to know exactly what products to use, what to say to the client. And if you think about it, would you rather be a general practitioner or a specialist, a brain surgeon? Do you think a brain surgeon makes more than a general practitioner? More than likely, and if you try to learn it all before you start, you'll never start. Many of you have maybe heard me say this before, but you want to avoid, paralysis by analysis. So many people try to learn it all, try to figure it all out, and they become paralyzed because there's so much to learn. And it's, you're not going to learn it all, but if you find a focus, you can learn all of that market very easily. And, so I'm going to talk about just some of the differences briefly, and then I'm going to talk about the steps on getting started, exactly what to do, to just walk through the minefield. And this is what you need to do to get going. So, excuse me, with that, I'm going to talk a little bit about final expense. Now, what does final expense mean to you? When you hear final expense, does it hit home, or is it just another product? It's important to know the market also. Knowing that final expense, we know it's burial insurance. We know it's there to provide, the finances to take care of someone's, final expenses, because we're all going to, you've heard me say this before, 10 out of 10 people are going to pass away. And it's a matter of making sure that the finances are taken care of. And I apologize for my voice. I was yelling quite a bit at my kid's soccer game this weekend, and I'm still actually recovering from that. But nonetheless, you want to really, you understand the product, you understand the market, and you know that if you're dealing with, seniors on fixed income from 50 to 85, you have to have products that can cover the medical challenges that you're going to run into. You have to have products that are going to fit into the budgets of the clients that you're going to be working with. And the good thing about final expense is an easy-to-learn market. As a new agent, it is a good market to cut your teeth on because it's very easy to learn. It's simple products. When, the client gets approved for the final expense policy, there's not much to it. That it's there to provide the funds to take care of final expenses. And, so again, there's not a lot of riders to have to deal with or anything like that. They do have, some extra benefits that come with it. And, those can be easily learned and picked up. But overall, it's a very easy product. It's a very easy market. It's a very relatable market. We all know the statistics. We all know there's a lot of people every day turning of age for final expense products that have not taken care of that yet. And a lot of people have been in a situation where you've had to help donate or raise money to bury a loved one, or maybe you've had to fund a GoFundMe page. And, this is something that we, unfortunately experience, and we're going to experience. And again, it's does that experience have the finances readily available, or is that experience going to be a challenge for you? Are you going to have bake sales or again, GoFundMe page or help just raise money to bury someone? So again, you may have experienced that. You may know how important it is for people to have final expense benefits. So that right there gives you that extra bit of passion to convey the message to your clients. When you're sitting down with your clients and they know that you have their best interest at heart, you're there to make sure that you're going to meet their needs. You're going to find a product that's going to make sure that John or Susie or whoever's in charge of their final expenses, because one day they're going to pass away and someone's going to be left holding the bill. Someone's going to be left having to deal with the funeral home and decide how things are going to go according to plan. And if there's enough money to carry things out according to plan. And if you have a final expense policy in place, and if you believe enough in it, and you're sitting down with your client and they see that you believe in your product, you're going to have that confidence. That's going to be evident, and it's going to be a no-brainer for that client to get it taken care of with you, because they know that you're there to take care of their best interest, and they know that they need it because you've conveyed that message, and it was easy for you to convey because you had a belief in it. So having that passion for a market that you're working in is very important. So finding that market of focus, and if it's final expense, then run with it. That's a great market. It's a volume-based market. There's a lot of people that need the coverage. It's it's very easy sale, and so again, do you relate to this market, and how much do you relate to it? Do you relate to it enough to where there's a little bit of fire inside you? When you sit down with the client, they're going to feel that. They're going to sense that they need to get this done with you because you're the one that believes in what you're doing. And so again, understanding what final expense is, understanding what it means to you, and developing that focus and that passion for that specific market that you decide to work in is going to be very important in making general practitioner income or making brain surgeon income. So again, very important. Now, mortgage protection. This is a market that me personally, I really, really like. This was my market of focus. This is what put me, you heard Ray mention at the beginning of the call, and again, it's not to brag. It's simply to let you know that you're partnered with experience. You're partnered with people that have been through the trenches. We've walked through the minefield, and having close to 3,000 applications under my belt, is attributed to the mentorship that was provided for me, and I was blessed to have that. And sharing that with you, is important to me as well, because if you know the market that you're working in and you have a passion about it, it was important to me to make sure that families didn't lose their homes. There's situations that I saw firsthand that developed that passion early on, and there were situations that I ran into. Right, just as soon as I got into the market, I remember many of you have heard this story. Me going to Missouri, I set up an appointment with this guy on Wednesday, and I get there Thursday and he's not there. I fly in early Thursday. I go back, he's not there, and I go back Friday, Saturday. Next thing you know, Sunday, I'm flying out Sunday evening. I go back, Sunday afternoon, and the whole family's there. It was like, what's going on? And unfortunately, he had died in a motorcycle accident. Earlier, before I even got to go see him. I'm sitting here, and again, it gives me goosebumps even to this day, but that was something that when I first got into the business, that really hit home with me. I didn't want to be in a position to where I had this piece of paper in my hand that someone filled out on the other end, whether that be a final expense lead asking for coverage, or whether that be a mortgage protection lead asking to protect their home, I don't want to be that person that got to them too late. So I want to make sure and get my clients covered. And I love the mortgage protection market. You're dealing with working class market. On average, ages from 35 to 60 in most cases. Of course, we can cover older than that. We can cover younger than that. But this is your ideal market, your homeowners, your families that are growing. And, and again, it's an easy product to learn. It's an easy market to learn. They are simple products. All the products we deal with are non-medical. Simplified issue products is what we call them. But there are a few more riders that can be added. Some people are looking and fill that letter out because they wanted disability. You need to know how to, direct your clients accordingly. So you need to know your products. You need to know what to focus on. Someone may have filled that out because they lack critical illness. Maybe they have a family history of cancer, heart attack, or stroke, and they want to make sure that they're protected. Maybe they saw what it did financially to their parents, or anything like that. So they want to make sure that they're protected. Maybe someone that lost their home due to sickness, injury, or death. Knowing that 7 out of 10 households need 2 incomes just to maintain. So if something were to happen, there's no longer a breadwinner anymore. Everyone's a breadwinner. When kids are growing up, I remember growing up wanting to work as soon as I could just to help out. And so there's more incomes than just 2 in some cases. But again, 7 out of 10, that's an important statistic to know. So when you sit down with the families that you're working with, trying to find a program that's best going to meet their needs and take care of them, you're gonna have that confidence and that conviction to work with them and to meet their needs and get it taken care of. And also this bullet point, some of my best agents were my clients. I remember sitting down with this lady, and unfortunately she had lost her husband a couple of years before, and it was very important to make sure that her kids got to stay in the home that they grew up in. And she knew that if something happened, she knew she had to have this coverage. And so we got her covered, and we were talking. She was, things are tough. We were trying to get it to fit in her budget, and she got a minimum of $25,000. I remember, and it was just enough to cover some payments, for her kids to provide, because she couldn't afford very much. But at the same time, she kind of saw what I was doing. She's like, hey, what did you do to get into this? And I told her, I explained to her, how me personally, I was sitting, had a satellite installation company, a home theater installation company, and all the homes that I did these nice extravagant installs for, I always used to talk to them, hey, what do you do for a living? And over 70% of them were in the insurance industry. So that's kind of what made me want to get into the business. And I explained that to her, explained how I got my license and made the transition. And she's like, wow, I want to do that. And she was one of my top agents still to this day. So, it's a very important market in the market. And I say that the market that's important is the market that you choose, that you focus on, because that's the one that's going to be important to you. If you relate to that market and how much you relate to that market. So again, having that passion for the market, we talk about being a well-rounded agent. We want you to be a well-rounded agent. You don't know how many homes that I sat down in that I ended up coming back, and I talked to them, I talked to them about if they told me that they've been at their job for 2 or 3 or less than 4 years. I'd ask them, well, what are you doing with your 401k at your former employer? Oh my gosh, you know what? Now that you mention it, I am not doing anything with it. So here they are at another job for 2 or 3, 4 years, and they haven't done anything with their retirement at their former employer. And, well, hey, when I bring this policy back, let's talk about you taking control of that. And I get IUL sales or annuity sales. So, again, knowing the market, knowing what things to do, becoming a professional in your market, but knowing that you're still going to run into products that are needed in other markets. But if you're a professional in your one specific market, the other markets will come. You'll still become a well-rounded agent. So don't feel like you have to learn all of these markets right off the bat before you get started. That's very important. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about the IUL market. Now this market, there's a lot of educating because people just don't know what's available. They don't realize how they can protect their retirement. They don't realize how there's a new kind of life insurance that offers living benefits. So in this market, if you care about helping to educate others, this may be your market. You know, if you like the idea of just revealing, you know, big circle, little circle, just that mind shift on, wow, I didn't even know this was available. And IUL products serve many benefits to everyone, all markets. You know, and again, we have the easy-to-learn presentation. Ray has done a phenomenal job in making a Jason-proof presentation. Even I can understand it. So again, you know, this is something a tool that you can use to go work with your clients and do the presentation, explain it to them, and open their eyes to the benefits that are available. These products, again, we talk about, you know, covers you if you die, if you get sick, or if you live too long. This is all around protection. It also provides you the ability for a college funding savings, a tax-free retirement savings, wealth transfer vehicles, living benefits. You know, there's so many things that people are not aware of that are available, how they can protect themselves, how they can take their own, you know, financial responsibility and protection in their own hands instead of leaving it, you know, to the human resources department and the benefits department at their employer, you know, who can change the benefits program at any time, who can lay off people at any time, who can just totally get rid of the benefits at any time. You know, so again, people need to be aware of products that they can take control of, tax-free retirement savings that they can control. You know, living benefits that they can access, that they know that are going to be there. You know, there's more to learn in this market, but you also know that you're going to have full support for all of the needs, like, you know, case planning. You're going to run into clients that, hey, can you do this for me? Or I have this account. I have a 401k, 403b. I have whatever type of account my money's sitting in. Oh, it's just sitting, you know, in a savings or in a CD or whatever the case may be. You know, and I still have 2 years before. Well, let's take a look at that and see if a bonus account may offset the penalty for moving that, along with the benefits that you're going to get for making sure that it's still safe and getting a higher return. You know, again, we're going to help you plan for that. We're going to help you prepare to get your client covered, prepared to put your client in the best situation. You know, I look at the IUL market as a crusade market. This is a market that you really, you know, if you understand it and you believe in it, this is a crusade. This is changing the way people think, the way people utilize savings, the way people protect themselves, the way people protect their families. This is a phenomenal market. So again, any of these markets you can become very passionate about. You can, you know, develop that focus, become a professional, become the IUL guru, become the mortgage protection guru, become the final expense guru. Again, any of these you can, and ultimately in the end you're still going to become a well-rounded agent because you're going to run into clients that just need, well, you know what, Jason, I just want to make sure that this particular debt for this rental house or this my mortgage or this property or whatever it is, or you know, this business that I'm starting, I want to make sure that this debt is covered for this period of time. You know, in 10 years I'll have it paid off. In 20 years I'll have it. In 30 years. So you may just need to do a simple term policy or a mortgage protection policy or a money back policy. So again, having that understanding and focus on a specific market is going to help develop that passion and just gravitating towards the market that you already have a passion about, that you already have a little bit of fire there. Let's throw some fuel on it. Let's grow in that market and let's run with it, because ultimately you want to be a specialist in your market. You're still going to become a well-rounded agent, but you still want to be you know, a specialist in your focus market. Now, I'm going to talk about getting started. You know, you may have already decided on a market that you want to focus on, and that's great because that's what you need to do. Once you find that market that you want to be a master of, let's get you contracted. Let's get you contracted with the specific carriers that have the specific products for your market. You know, you're going to get a welcome email. Once you're contracted with those carriers, you're going to get a welcome email directly from the carrier, because remember, you're contracted directly with the carrier. So once you're approved with the carrier, you know, they do the background checks and all that good stuff. You got your license with the state, so this should not be a problem. Once you get your approval from the carrier and your writing number, you want to immediately log on to the carrier website and order material. You want to order your agent guide for the product. So the agent guide for the simplified issue whole life, the SIWL with Royal Neighbors, if that's your final expense product, that's what you want to order your agent guide for. If it's the mortgage protection product with the particular carrier, that's what you want to order your product guide for. Same thing for your underwriting guide. Now, understand some carriers have an underwriting guide for the carrier, and then they have an underwriting guide for the product specifically. So get both. Get the underwriting guide for the carrier so you understand their underwriting criteria, and get the underwriting guide for the product so you know how to qualify your clients. Very simple, very easy to direct your clients. In most cases, the application is going to direct you as far as what the client's going to qualify for, especially in final expense. You also want to order client brochures. Me personally, I was not real big on the the flashy, glossy client brochures. I was always big on my passion of making sure I did what was best for the client. I had a big belief the client buys the agent. They don't buy the carrier. But as a new agent, you still may want this, or as an agent, you still may like these brochures, even to leave behind or to help refer to or to give something to the client. So go ahead and order them because they're at no cost. You could just order this stuff. That way you don't have to print it off. That way you don't have to have it made or pay for it. You just order it. All of the carriers will send this stuff to you. Make sure you get your state-appropriate applications and forms. This is very important. You don't want to utilize a Texas application, when you're in California. So, if you're in California, if you're in Washington or whatever state that you're in, Pennsylvania, guys, you know where you're at. Make sure you order the state-appropriate application and forms. Also, utilize specific carrier training on the products that you will use. Carriers have phenomenal training in their back office as well. They have product training on their website as well. Don't try to learn all the products. Don't try to go through all the training. Just view the training for the products that you're going to be utilizing. Again, that's very important because that's going to help keep you from being scattered. That's going to help keep you focused. Now, you can also order the extras. They have folders that you can use. I utilize some of the carrier folders. As a matter of fact, I normally walk into the home with just a folder and my smartphone. I have my applications, I have a copy of the lead sheet, and I have my phone to do my quotes. And I maybe have some applications that I filled out, previously. That way the client sees that I'm doing business. Go in, sit down, direct them to the kitchen table, and I have my folder and everything with me. I have maybe a client brochure. I have my state applications. I'm prepared. But I'm also prepared because if they have a medical condition or if I need to direct them to another carrier, I have that paperwork for that market already available in a little accordion style filing case that I carry with me in my car when I go to my appointments. So I have that loaded up with my supplemental forms. High blood pressure, you may need an additional form, if you're working mortgage protection or IUL. But just make sure that you have your forms. Make sure that you carry this stuff with you. Again, this is all being prepared, right? Step one, you got to be prepared. So you have to have your paperwork. You have to make sure you're familiar with ordering the material. And again, the carriers supply all of this at no cost. So get that stuff so you're prepared, so you're aware of the product. You've decided what market. You decided what product. Let's get the material that you need for those products. Now, use your tools. Summit Alliance Advantage, we have a phenomenal website. If you go here, you can register for the back office. Normally within 24 hours, as long as you've submitted contracting or started your licensing process or, basically become a partnered agent with Summit Alliance, they're going to check that. Once they confirm that you're a partnered agent of Summit Alliance, you're going to be approved. Then you're going to have access to the back office with the training webinars and all the information that's available. If you want to send someone here to get licensed, you come here, they can click on Get Licensed. It has information on how to get licensed. We can get people licensed for very cheap. Most people are paying $150, $250 for their classes. We can get people licensed for $60. They get an $89 discount using the Summit code. So again, just a small example of the tools that are available for you. So you log on to our website. Again, utilize the webinars for the products that you're going to use. Try not to watch something that you're not going to use right away. If your focus is IUL, don't go in watching all of the mortgage protection and final expense before you watch the IUL. Go in and watch the IUL presentation, the IUL marketing, the IUL illustrations and training, and then utilize that product. And as you go into other markets as needed, then you can use those products. But again, let's focus on the market, on the training for the specific products and markets that we're going to utilize the most, that we have that passion about. And again, all of that information is available, but don't catch yourself going through, the 30 hours or so of webinar information video that's back there for stuff that you're not going to use, because 4 or 5 training videos later, you're going to forget what you watched, by the time number 5th video comes around. So focus on the videos for the market that you're going to be utilizing the most. Now, step 3, order your leads or take care of your loved ones. Again, this is one of the most important steps because you need clients to grow your book of business. So you can do that by getting leads, or you can do that by taking care. Don't be in a situation where you have to help come up with the funds to bury a loved one, or someone in your family gets diagnosed with cancer, has a heart attack or a stroke, when you could have easily talked to them about how you can change their life and how you can provide, something for some protection for them that can change everyone's life in the family. So, don't be in that situation, or maybe your family and friends. Again, this kind of goes in line with, don't be a secret agent. Be proud of what you do. Let people know, that about the new life insurance. Let people know. Don't be caught in a situation, where your loved ones have to come up or get together to come up with funds to bury you. Don't be in a situation where you lose your home because you were diagnosed, with a major illness, or because you didn't come home one day and your family is now going to lose a home, an asset that you're building for your family, and all the money that you put into your home is now going to the mortgage company. Again, be passionate about what you do. And if you have that market of focus, you're going to be able to talk about that market. You're going to be able to be passionate about that market. And so you're going to be able to protect your loved ones with confidence. This is not, part of the NFL club, no friends left. This is, no friends left without coverage is what it needs to be, because, again, we're doing something that's very, very important for the families, for ourselves, just this industry, this market as a whole. So, you got to get in front of people. So, take care of the people you love. That's very important. But most importantly, get your leads. Get your marketing started, because without marketing, without leads, and an exclusive lead program that you have at your fingertips to take advantage of. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, who will? And that's what leads are. That's an investment in yourself. That's saying, I'm going to get, these leads generated. I'm going to get these direct mail leads so I can go see these clients and make sure that their need is taken care of, because they fill this out for a reason. And again, you're purchasing leads as an investment. Don't look at it as a cost. Gas is a cost, but this is an investment. Well, actually, gas is an investment because you have to get to your appointment. But again, this is an investment in your business. So, don't look at ordering leads as an expense. Look at it as an investment in your business, in yourself. And, again, this is going to help you grow your book of business. So, very basic, steps 1, 2, and 3. Now, step 4. Make sure you're ready to set your appointments. So you've gotten your leads, right? You've ordered your leads. You got your loved ones ready to go. Now, when you have your leads, make sure you're ready to set appointments. If you're generating mortgage protection or IUL, if you're generating, final expense direct mail, make sure you're ready to go knock the doors. Make sure you're ready to utilize the most appropriate approach. Again, because if you try to call and set appointments on your final expense direct mail leads, you're going to kill 30% of the close rate. It's fine to set appointments on your telemarketing. And again, all of this is covered in the training, in the specific training. We're going to tell you exactly what's the most effective lead piece for that market. On final expenses, direct mail. Mortgage protection, it's direct mail. You also have telemarketing for final expense, which is there's a different approach. You want to call and set appointments. So again, make sure you're ready to either set appointments or knock doors with your leads. Mortgage protection leads, you want to set appointments. Again, we have the appointment setting script. You want to practice appointment setting. You want to become good at it because, again, This is going to get you to the kitchen table, and getting to the kitchen table is where you get your clients covered. You know, you're not going to get them covered over the phone. You're going to get them covered when you're in the home, relating to your client, identifying that need, making sure it fits in their budget, and getting them taken care of with confidence. People are going to, you know, they want to be led through this process. And you know, people were going to get final expense or an IUL product or mortgage protection, they would have already done it. They're not doing it because they don't know about it or they need someone to walk them through the process. That's where we come in. That's where we're the professional to help lead them to the best product that's best going to meet their needs. So you have to get to the kitchen table to do that. So again, now that you have your leads, you have to get to the kitchen table. That comes by setting appointments or knocking the doors. Plain and simple. If you have your leads, you're going to have people to see. If you have people to see, you're going to write applications. Now, again, all the training and the scripts, we have training on appointment setting. You know, practice appointment setting. Utilize the training. Do the role play appointment setting with someone. Call us and let's role play appointment setting. You know, again, become good at appointment setting. Become good at knocking at the door. If it's, you know, final expense direct mail. Again, I can't stress this enough because this is an important step. You know, so many people, they'll get their leads and then I'll call them and they have so many other reasons or excuses or things that they have to take care of before they can set their appointments. So a couple of days goes by, and they still haven't sat down to make the phone calls. Next thing you know, a week goes by, 2 weeks, or whatever. Believe it or not, this happens. So you have to be prepared. Now, whether it's because they feel like they don't know what to say when they pick up the phone, or because they're scared of rejection when they pick up the phone, or whatever the case may be, you got to overcome that real quick because you have to set those appointments. You have to get to the kitchen table, and you have to get your leads. So you get your leads, you set your appointments, you get to the kitchen table. Step 5, you go see the clients that need your help. They've taken the time to fill out the letter or maybe respond to the telemarketer. They've taken the time to set up the appointment with you. Now it's time to go there and do the presentation. You know, make sure that you're meeting their needs, meeting their budget, and getting the client taken care of. We have the flip chart for you to download. Again, go to someallianceadvantage.com, register for the back office. Once you're approved, you're going to have access to all of this material. You're going to have access to the flip chart. You're going to be able to gain access to that. You know, if you need field training, let someone know. You know, we can get you started. We can get your field training done. You know, you get your leads, you work with your loved ones, whatever the case may be. You get your appointments, and you can have a field trainer. You can go out with a field trainer. You can split the deals with your field trainer until you're ready to go, and you will be ready once you decide you are. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means, okay, even from day one, you're the professional because you got your insurance license. You know more than the person that you're about to pick up the phone and call than the person that you're about to go sit down at their kitchen table. So when you do, you know your product. You've done all the steps that we've just covered. So you know the product. You know how you can cover them. And you've developed that passion. That's the market that you want to get taken care of. You've gotten your leads in that market. They've already set the appointment with you. They want to be covered. It's a matter of you leading them through the process. We have the flip chart to help you do that. Again, you can download from the website. And again, you'll be ready when you decide that you are. Because if you decide, hey, day one, you know what, I'm not worried about if a couple of people tell me no. I'm not worried about if I don't get the appointments right off the bat. I'm worried about getting through my learning curve as fast as possible. Once you're through that learning curve, that may be 1 appointment. That may be 2. That may be 3. But you need to get your 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments out of the way right away so you can get out there and get clients closed and put money in the bank. Because, you know, ultimately, you know, if it's going to be, it's up to me. You have to, you know, get in the water before you learn how to swim. You've heard me say that before. You know, that's very important. That's very true. And, you know, with that, hopefully you've identified a market. Hopefully you've identified a product. Hopefully there's something here that I've covered, that I've gone over today, that you know, has hit home with you. Because again, you know, I wanted to do this training. We wanted to cover this because so many agents seem to get exactly that, paralysis by analysis. They want to, oh wow, this is great. I want to know how to do all of it, but I'm not going to go talk to anyone till I know all of it first. Well, unfortunately, if I took that attitude myself, I still wouldn't have gotten started to this day, because I'm learning something new every day. You know, the people that I work with, the conversations that I have with agents, I'm learning something new every single day. You know, if you're if you're not learning and growing, you're dying, right? We've heard that before, and that's true. That's true in this business. So, again, don't let that stop you just because you're not sure, or you don't know just yet, because the fact is you have the power to pick up the phone. We have the agent mentors in place. We have the resources in place, the people that you can call from the client's home to get help when you need it. That's a great question, Mr. Client. Let me call a product specialist and we can get that answered for you today. Oh my gosh, Mrs. Client, the insurance carriers are constantly changing up applications to meet regulations. I may be a little slow in going through this new application, but I want to make sure and get this completed properly. You know, whatever you need to do to feel comfortable as a new agent, or as in a new market, or whatever the case may be in the client's home, there's different things that you can do to be comfortable right off to the bat. You know, and if you want to do the field training, you can. That's totally open. We encourage that. You can get it done. You can become that professional right away. But let us know. And ultimately, take the steps. Order your material. Get your leads, get your material, get your training done, make your phone calls, sit at kitchen tables. And if you have any questions in doing that, please reach out. Please let us know. I want to thank you for attending today's training. And don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate to let us know. If you have any questions or need to get your marketing going, or have any questions about products or clients, getting your clients taken care of, that's what we're here for. That's why we're in partners in this industry. So I want to thank everyone for attending today's training. My name is Jason Martinez on behalf of Summit Alliance Advantage and the team, signing off.